first off, we want to thank Elizabeth for helping with all the wonderful decorations today, and for Robin Hoagland for getting the food all settled and.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to do prayer, and then Lexi will tell tables when to start on the food.
Keith, buddy, here you go. Keith's been with us for 4 years, doing track, a little bit indoor track and outdoor track. Had a good season. I've coached him for a long time. He's a really hard worker. Always there, run the 2 mile when you need to, which is hard to find people that will do that. So we graduate tomorrow, so we'll be missing you, Keith. See you, Keith. All right, is Hayden Nielsen here? I don't think I saw him come in. Hayden here? There he is. There's Hayden. Hayden is back. Hayden's also one of our seniors. It's been great having Hayden. Always working out hard. Struggling through the workouts, but she keeps coming back every day. Again, another guy that's been running cross country for us for a long time and on track, so he's always there. It's great. It's been great having you graduated tomorrow, right? Okay, good. Yeah, we'll see you later. Jackson here, Jackson Hobbs. I didn't see him coming. Okay. Samantha here. Samantha, I don't see her coming in. Brittany Johnson. There she is, good. Then there's another one of our seniors. She joined track this year, and it was great having her. Really improved a lot through the year. Brittany. She was all she could do. She'd do anything that I asked of her. Run anything from the 32 to the mile. And she was one of our top girls this year, especially in the 32, which is a really hard event. So thanks for coming out. We'll see you at graduation tomorrow. All right, my last award is Jack. So let's get Jack up here. Jack's our senior. Last year, Jack transferred to Logan, and one of the scariest things, he had to pass out halfway through a mile. Had to get called an ambulance, get to the track and stuff.
It was fun.
So,
I don't know what he's saying scary for.
For those of you that were at state, when that kid fell down, they just had flashbacks. So I jumped the fence and called 911 right away. 'Cause I was like, but we were really lucky to have Jack with us again. He won the 32 the mile, got third in the 800. I was on our 4x4 team at region, and then at state, he scored points in all of his events, which is tough. He got 8th place in the 32. He got 6th place in the 16, and he got 4th place in the 8. And then also was on our 4x4 team. So it was good having him on the medley team, on the 2nd place medley team, not the 4x4. So yeah, it was great having you guys. And I want to just thank everybody for working out. Not only these guys, but everybody. It's tough. I put these guys through a lot. One thing that's insane is nobody really got injured this year for the most part, except for shin splints, so it kind of don't count. But like, that's like really, I'm really happy with that. So anyway, let's give these runners a hand, and we'll get into the next question.
You guys can sit down.
Okay, I'm going to introduce the next coach. One sec. Okay, our next coach is our sprint coach, Coach Stewart. We're lucky enough to have Coach Stewart join us this year as our sprint coach. Love the energy he brings, and he worked with our sprinters this year. So let's get Coach Stewart up here. Can anybody hear me okay? Good, without answering, good. Can all the sprinters stand up? If you was a sprinter this year, can you stand up? Great, good. Okay, my first sprinter who I want to bring up for an athletic award is Sam Needlehauser. Come on, Sam, come on, you're a sprinter, you're supposed to be fast. Let's do it, baby. Yeah, so the amazing thing about Sam is he's actually young, and the way he was sprinting and how fast he was running, I thought he was a senior. So I didn't find out that he was a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
Till probably 2 weeks before the state track meet. But the thing I want to say to Sam is keep competing. You're a great athlete, and I'm glad to be your coach this year. Okay? Good. Now my girls. I love my girls. They work hard this year. The first girl I'm gonna call up is Shannon Jensen. So the thing about Shannon that I like is every day she came to work, she made it seem like it was her day job, even though we was actually running in the daytime. She really was actually coming to work like it was a day job. And me, I'm a fine believer of if you work hard, you get what you pay for, and you'll get it. Shannon will stay literally 30 minutes and do starting blocks. Every time she runs a race, she said, "Hey coach, what did I do wrong?" And me as a coach, I love that, because if you are a coach, you're supposed to tell your athlete what you did wrong. So one day Shannon, she comes in first place. She said, "Coach, what did I do wrong?" I said, "I don't know, you didn't lose." So with me dealing with Shannon, and the thing that drove me about her was every day I seen her, she had the look in the eye of a tiger, and it scared me. And Shannon, I'm so grateful to be around you. I'm so grateful to be your coach, and thank you for participating in track this year for us, okay? My next athlete, she's very special. Veronica, where you at? Stand up, you about 6 feet tall. Where you at? Come on up here, Veronica. So the best thing about Veronica is she's like multi-talented. She can jump, she can run. And the best thing about Veronica was she never ran in track practice. But she'll go to the track meet and come in first and second. So, I mean, I don't know how to take credit for coaching that, because I prefer her to come train with me. But the best thing is she installed in her brain that she'll never lose. And I always tell Veronica, your mental game is the most important thing of sports. Sports is 20% physical, 80% mental. When you tell yourself you're gonna win, okay? And that's what she did all year in long jump, in the 200 meter, in the 4x1. Even when she decided to do the 100 meter, even though she did it probably one time, and I told her to do it more than once, but she stayed focused. And I hope she have a great career in college, and I know I'm gonna do good. Hope you stay in contact with us. Thank you, Veronica. This last girl I'm gonna call up, she's very special. Tori, where you at? Now, it's gonna be hard to see you, because you like about 4'11". Where you at, Tori? All right, we found her. So she has an interesting story. Tori started off a sprinter. And like I say, she was good at that. But she was actually a great 400 runner that me and Coach Strand found out mid-season. And we was at a region track meet. And when she really showed me that she was really ready to compete with other girls and really ready to show us that she's a very, very good athlete, our 4x4 team, we was in third place, I think, right, Coach? I don't know. I don't remember. The girls that's beating us was like about 20 meters, and I kept telling Tori before she grabbed that baton, I said, "Tori, this is where athletes are made." I said, "Tori, this is where you're going to show everybody at Logan that's running today and that's watching you run that you the best 400 runner that we've done seen so far." And God is my witness. Tori was in third place. She ended up in first. She came and got that young lady at the last 10 meters. And once I seen that about Tori, I said, you know what? That young lady right there, she gonna be special. So
Even though I don't like BYU because I played for Utah State, I'm sorry. I hope you have a great career at BYU, and I hope you stay in contact with us and in contact with me. And shoot, you guys, everybody up here, you guys have a bright future, okay? But it's three athletes I want to call up. Shay, don't come up, but stand up. Lily and Abby, come up real fast. Well, y'all can, Shay got to stay back there. I don't need Coach Bernie getting on me. Okay, these are my two young athletes. And I always believe in, you're only good as the person behind you. And one thing I noticed about Lily and Abby is every time I had them racing in the first group, Lily and Abby was right there. And for next year, these are gonna be the young women who's gonna be standing right here because they really wanted it. And the one thing I want to say about Shay is, she's a perfect athlete. She also was a sprinter. She was a hurdler too, the coach. And she was on a 4x1 with me. And these girls right here, including Sam and a couple guys that didn't come today, they was the sprinters this year, and you guys did a great job. Also, if you didn't know, the girls 4x1, we placed 6th in state, and we placed 1st in the region. All that comes from hard work, and I want to thank you guys, and hopefully next year we do it again, okay? Love you guys. Thank you.
All right, everybody knows this next gentleman that's coming up here. We're gonna have Coach Loomis come up here, our great pole vault coach. It's great. Not many schools are lucky enough to have pole vault, but we are one of the few that have a great pole vault coach and a great pole vault program. So let's get David here to talk about his athletes.
All right, if you pole vaulted this year, stand up. You guys are looking at the toughest group here at Logan High. Just a quick story about my vaulters. Nice try. We finish practice every day about 5 or 5:30. And 5:30, they're taking their last jump and they can't walk because they're so tired. And they look at me and they say, "Do we have to go home?" I think if I let them stay till about 8 o'clock, they'd be here every day until then. Such a great group to work with. So with that, I'm gonna have my boys come up first. So Patrick and Lane and Hayden and Isaac, come on up here. Last year, Patrick was about maybe the size of Tori. He hit his growth spurts this year, and it really showed through in his pole vaulting. He last year was a struggle, and this year he really found what he needed to do and went to state this year for the first time as a junior. Really excited for what's going to happen next year, because I think we're seeing some really good things starting to come from him. So that's Patrick. Lane's also a junior of mine. The last 2 years he thought he was a distance runner. He still kind of thinks he is, but he dedicated himself to the pole vault this year, and once again I think we saw some really good results. Nice seniors next year are going to be awesome. I'm really excited to have Lane up there with them doing that. Thanks, Lane. Hayden, another junior of mine. Hayden had some struggles this year, had an injury I didn't know about until state. But really showed through. His character showed through a lot. He, even through the struggles he had, through the injuries he had, worked hard every single day, was there every day asking, what do I need to do? How do I fix this? How do I get better? And next year it's going to shine through. And next year we're going to see some really good things happen with him. I think we're going to see, I'm hoping some school records come, but that's what we're working for. So nice job, Hayden. And then Isaac. Isaac is a sophomore of mine. Came through, last year did okay. This year, really started to see some things coming together. He has one of the best top end forms I've seen in a pole vaulter at his age. And next year, if we can get a little bit more size on him, a little bit more speed, we're gonna see, he's gonna be pushing Hayden for that school record coming. So that's Isaac. Now, go ahead. Just so you guys know, Isaac took first at state, Hayden second, Lane, Patrick was third, Lane was fourth. No, wait, backwards. Other way. Lane was third, Patrick was fourth. So, great job representing Logan High at the state meet. the girls, if I could have Jaden, Lexi, who I don't think is here, Kaylee, and then older Lexi. Sorry, Kaylee Michael, yep. Okay. Jaden was one of those girls, I think it was one of the first week of practice, I don't think I've told her this, but she showed up, and you're always evaluating who's going to do what, how can we help them out. And Jaden stepped on the runway first time with the pole, and you could see in her eyes that she wanted it. You could see that she was ready to attack it. And that energy paid through the rest of the season. She was a state qualifier as a freshman, which is always exciting to see. And you can just see that she's going to do really well coming up. So, nice job, Jaden. Jaden took third at state. I'm going to start crying. So, Kaylee is a senior of mine. She was a basketball player freshman year, and after basketball practice came up to me and said, I want a pole vault during indoor season. And I've been working with her for 4 years, and she's just been so stellar. I just don't know how to express the gratitude I have to be able to coach her. So that's Kaylee. And then Lexi's my other senior, and once again, very few people, freshmen especially, walked up to me and said, hey coach, I want to learn how to pole vault. It's something I normally try and steal from other event groups and say, hey, come do this. But she walked up and said, I'm going to do this. Put in a lot of work and it's paid off for her. I almost called you something. Lexi this year broke the state record with a jump of 9 feet 9 inches, which is also a school record for her. So phenomenal work from Lexi, and just so proud of both my senior girls and the work they put in. So nice job.
All right, yeah, that's great. Okay. Got emotional for me too. Okay, our next coach, we're gonna have Coach Bernstein come up here. Everybody knows him as Bernie. Okay, his real name's actually Eric. Like, I don't think many people didn't know that. But, so I'm Bernie come up here. He was a great hurler. We were lucky enough to get him. He came into my room in January, and when I'm trying to find a couple coaches, and I'm like, I do not need another throws coach. This big guy that comes in here, and he's like, Coach Hurls. He was a great hurler in high school, so we were really lucky that Bernie brought great energy, and really did a great job of pumping up the kids too. So it was great having him. So Bernie, come on up here.
I apologize, I just got off of work, so I'm wearing these clothes, but all my hurdlers will tell you this is the first time I've probably worn pants all year, so this is dressing up for me. If all the hurdlers want to stand up. All right, so this first girl that led her, Shay Davidson, if you want to come up here. So Shay, I think we just talked Shay into running hurdles like the last 2 weeks of the season or so, and she went out there and just killed it. She's a freshman, and she just dominated. Every time she ran, she shaved about a second off, and that's incredible in the 300. So she is a freshman that's going to do great things, and she's really coachable. She's just out there, just ready to go every day. Just okay, what can I do? What can I do? So good job, Shay. Rachel Felix. So Rachel was like my just rock girl all year. She was just there every day, ready, pumped. Every Monday we did temple runs. So we'd run from Logan High to the temple and just sprint up the hill, sprint up the hill, sprint up the hill. And it kind of was rough. People didn't like it too much. But every day it was temple run day. Rachel would be like, temple run day? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. And she was just pumped. Like, no matter what the workout was, or sometimes on Thursdays we'd do 400s, and she's like, okay, 400 day, here we go. Just no matter what, she was pumped to go. This all year, she was like, all the girl hurdlers just looked up to her. She was just great attitude, great effort. Every day, she just everything she brought to the table. So, good job, Rachel. All right, my almost my only dude, Damon Wiltshire. So I think the first day of practice, Damon looked and he said, "Okay, boys there, boys there, boys there." And they found a group that had about 10 girls, and he just went to see it. So this is the smartest guy up here. But kind of similar to Rachel, Damon was just the guy. I mean, he would help everyone out, tell them what to do. If I couldn't make it to practice, I'd text him to work out, and he would coach people up. He was just always happy to be there, working hard, and he did really well. Peaked at the end of the season. I remember early on in the year, he ran a great down in St. George. He just came out like a cannon at the end of the race, just just came over and just was into it. That was kind of his whole year. He was just stoked, and he'd run a PR, run a PR, run a PR, and just every time you're getting PRs, you're just stoked. So peak at the end of the season, worked your butt off every day. So good job, guys. Love you guys.
All right, our next coach, been here for a little while. We're gonna have Coach Pierce come up here in a sec. We have a little generation gap in our coaching staff. So let me just talk about this for a sec.
A little?
Well, it's funny because like now I feel like the old guy for the most part when I'm around some of these younger guys that are fresh out of college. But we were out to dinner one night and we're talking about technology and social media and Snapchat of all things. You know, I'm a little old for Snapchat, but like some of like Bernie and some of the other coaches, Emin and Ben, they do it. But anyway, George whips out his phone and we're at Golden Corral State, and he just like looks at it, just like kind of squint, look at it. He's got like 6 messages. He's got 6 text messages. He's like, how do I delete these? Like, really don't want to read them. So, but it was great. It was great. He's been here for a long time, and one of our throwing areas is one of our strongest events. And one of those reasons is because of Coach Urs. So Coach Urs up here and talk about his athletes.
If you were a thrower, shot put, discus, javelin, stand up, will you please? As you look around, you see that the dominant sex here is female. Thank you. And so, and we lose quite a few of those. And so if any of you are interested in the shot put, discus, javelin, we're now setting up for sign-ups. Going through it now with you. Of course, the main one that we have, Coach Guerin right here, and he should get most of the credit, and I appreciate his work. Again, his work was a lot with his daughter and with Seth, and of course, they were state champions. And so, thank you, Coach Guerin. We also have, there's that generation gap again, but I've got Emin Rogers and Ben Kitchens, and stand up, you guys. And there is another one that was long jump into high jump, and that's Billy Phillips, that these youngsters, we had them a couple of years ago, and I had an opportunity to work with them also. So thank you very much. Give them a hand. I appreciate it. What made it very easy for me this year was wherever Coach Guerin was, because he would work with those people, I would go the opposite way. And so here's Coach Kitchens, and I would sit down and say, hey, Coach Kitchens, go after him. And so he would work with him. Emin, she was over in the fields. She was looking for javelins. And she found quite a few of them. And so we appreciated it. In fact, there were 17 javelin throwers, girls, at one time. And that's kind of a unique situation for Logan. We usually don't have that many. Sometimes we can get 30 to 35 throwers to come out in all 3 events, but not this year. This year was one of those short years. In fact, in the few years that I've been coaching, this is probably the shortest number of discus and shot putters that we've ever had. And so that's why we're going to be out recruiting, because it's going to be very necessary. But we want to thank those guys. First of all, girls, is Kara Cooley here? I didn't see her. Good enough. Raquel Peterson. Raquel, we get her another year. She's a junior this year, and so it's kind of exciting to have her back. She does throw the discus and she works with the javelin. And we tried to get her in the shot put last year and the year before, but this year she said, nope, not gonna do it. So I'm not gonna push her. But she did work very well. She advanced and had PRs almost every week. So congratulations. Maya Garrett. Maya, of course, we already region champion. We go for freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, champions all the way through. And of course, this year, we get a shot put championship and second place in the discus. And Maya, again, is one of those, and so is Raquel, by the way. You can ask them to do anything, and they will do it. And it's like, I don't know, Bernie talking about his Temple Hill. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay, it's stair time. Okay. And they're off into the stairs. And they're always the first ones in there. So with Maya, it's been a great ride. Again, most of the credit for her success comes through her dad, and that's Coach Guerin. So congratulations. And she did well at state all 4 years. Caleb Thomas. Just something about Caleb. Again, he's been with us for 4 years, and as a discus, we tried him out at the shot put. He worked at it a little bit, and he also at the javelin. Bar none, in the couple of years that I've been coaching, I've never, ever, ever seen a young man take the tail of a javelin and knock the back of his head. That's Caleb. I don't know, Em and I think we can just go. He had a knack, a talent, when he threw the javelin, that it was off the back of the head or it was off his shoulder. How many times?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. And so, but I'll tell you what. A more dedicated kid you wouldn't see than Caleb. We could ask him to do anything, and he would do it. And it didn't matter if it was clean up, it was move tires, it was move mats, it was throwing this, doing that. Caleb was there. Of course, these guys were there also. That's what makes it neat about it. It seems like the throwers get the heavy stuff to do. It almost turned out that way. Moving tents, moving this, moving that. Throwers. Or high jump. Oh, by the way, Coach, high jump pits are still out there.
I know.
Oh, okay. So, Caleb, thank you. Let's give him a hand. Is Devonnie Hopkins here? Devonnie Hopkins. I didn't see him either. Seth Willie. Or as every meet we went to, even state, but Seth Wild to come up. Wild man. With Seth, there's not a whole lot we can say with, don't get down here. There's not a whole lot we can say with Seth that he just works hard also. In fact, every one of these, they're hard workers. And that's why they were successful. And again, a lot of the work here, we have Coach Kitchens this year that was working quite heavily with Seth, Coach Guerin, And you saw advances in their techniques. And with the throwers that were out here, a lot of their technique was improved because of Coach Guerin and Coach Kitchens. And once again, this was one of the easy years for me. Just sat back and say, yep, throw your hip, good job. And that's about it. They were really great to work with. Once in a while when they're not here, I got back into the coaching process. We had quite a few of the young ladies with the discus, which I was kind of excited about. And again, when Coach Guerin would be doing the shot put, they would come back and I would be with them with the discus or Coach Kitchens. And that was just one of those situations where he had control of that end, we had control up here, and it worked out well. One other thing that really made it really special this year is the flat out that I love every one of them. They're great athletes, they're great people, and they're special, special kids. And you parents, I can tell right now, I can see them in you as parents also. You brought them up right, and I want you to know that. These are fantastic athletes, fantastic students. Thank you for letting me and the other coaches have your kids for this season. Thank you. Over here. You get over here. Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, I feel kind of a gap here. One of our coaches that wasn't here was Coach Phillips. Most people knew him as Willie, a really long-haired dude that was pretty tall, very strong. Again, kind of looked like a thrower, but he was a long jump thrower, or long jumper. I actually competed with. He was a little bit younger than me, but I competed with Billy in college. He was on my team, so. I'm going to fill in a gap here. We had already Veronica announced for sprinting. Colton also jumped for us. He was kind of with the sprinting group too here, he's not here. So we had some great jumps from those marks, but another lady that was a jumper and qualified for state was Rose. So let's get Rose up here. All right, Rose, she was first primarily a high jumper for us. I know a couple times when they did long jump, all of a sudden she'd be with my group. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I don't like long jumping. But she ended up long jumping at state. So we were really lucky to have her. She's only a sophomore. So we got her for 2 more years. Looking for more great things from Rose. So thank you, Rose. Okay, we're gonna keep moving along. We're gonna got a little slideshow we're gonna do first. For some of you, if you want to move closer for this. Then we got some school records to talk about. And then we got our last award tonight. So.
Hey, Coach?
Yes.
You might want to mention if there was anybody that we had forgotten.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I should have said this right away, but I make mistakes sometimes. So if you feel like you lettered and I missed you for some reason, please let me know. And we'll get that corrected. We'll get you correctly recognized. And I apologize if I made any mistake, which definitely could have happened. So, anyway, we'll start with the slideshow in just a moment. I need Cameron, Jack, Isaac, and Tyler to get up here, please. All right, these gentlemen. Let's go over here, guys. One of our strongest events this year as a team was the 800. And one thing we decided to do was go after the 800 meter school record, the 4x8. And this group right here, they did it. They broke it by about 13 seconds, which is insane because at the end of, if we would have done it at the end of the year when they were at their fastest, It probably would have broken more like by 20 seconds. So I'm gonna give them each a little deal as a memory of their school record that they set. But anyway, let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. One more thing. Okay, everybody sit back down. Go ahead. Jack, you're not going anywhere. Jack has to leave in a moment because he's helped out his family with a lot. So before he has to leave, I wanted to present him with the Hustle Award. Jack had a lot of stuff going on this year, besides just track. I mean, he just found out that he's going to have to take a test when his graduation's going to be. So he works really hard. I really appreciate him coming. He's kind of the man of his household, helping out his family and his sisters. So for him to do what he did in terms of the state meet in the season and have to, kind of be the man around the house to help his family out, it's a really hard thing. And it's incredible what he did this season, considering the circumstances he had in his life. So let's give Jack a round of applause. All right, Jack. Okay, next thing. I need Bethany, Amy, Elizabeth, and Anna Muse up here. A week after the boys set up for my record, Elizabeth comes up to me and says, "Hey, why don't we go over the girls' 4x record?" And I looked at their splits and stuff, and it was a little closer. So I'm like, "Yeah, we'll try to give it a shot." And another week went by and we didn't do it yet. And it was like the last week before the region meet, and Elizabeth asked me again, like, "Hey, we need to do the 4x. We need to try to set the state record for like Anna goes on, leaves us for Germany." So called up the guy at Bear River, and we ran it at the meet, and these 4 ladies, they shattered the record by like 8 seconds, which was insane. And again, they would have done it, if we would have ran it again at the end of the season with their new better times, it would have been probably 12 seconds. So I'm gonna give them a little picture as a memory of that. So let's give these girls a round of applause for that. All right, next. Veronica. Let's get Veronica up here. All right, Veronica had a great coach this year with Billy, and she was already close to this, but she set the school record in the long jump, 17.2 and 3/4 inch. Yeah, it was a great jump, incredible jump she had. So let's give her this. And, I'm going to have Coach George come up here and talk about the next 2 athletes and the next 2 marks that were set.
Seth Wilde. Several years ago, we had a young man, his name was Scott Farr, and when we went to the state tournament, Scott threw a 49.8 in the shot put. The shot put record had been held for 50 years, and that was by Alan Parrish, a good friend of mine. And needless to say, it was broken. He had it for 49.7, and Scott Farr hit 49.8 at state, so broke that record by 1 inch. Well, come along now a little bit later, we have a young man in front of us right now that broke that record. And I know it's 50 foot something, I can't read it. 50 foot 10. He's got the new school record here. That's a great honor. I will tell you right now that that will take a while to break. Unless Jake starts lifting some weights. And so it is a fantastic opportunity for Seth to be able to hold this record. One of the goals this year was also to break the discus record. And that was set in 1959 by a young man that still holds it even today at 163 something. And Seth came close, but it didn't happen. But he still has one of the records that will be there a while. Congratulations, Seth. Maya. Maya, she broke the school record again. When I say again, she also held it last year, but she threw 44.4 this year. And the state record, I think it was 44.11 if I remember right. 44.11 and a quarter, and that's what she was headed towards. Needless to say, we were close, but still a state championship. But she has the school record now at 44.4. That one will stay for quite a while, unless her little sister comes along and takes care of that. And, we'll have to see what happens. But that in itself is just quite an honor. And she still holds the discus school record, and that's kind of exciting also. Congratulations.
All right, Lexi, come up here. So, Lexi broke the school record again. So last year she set it at 9 feet 7. This year she jumped 9 feet 9 at the region meet, which was a region championship, and then she went on to win state as well. But she also set the state 3A record at 9 feet 9, which is a huge accomplishment to be able to say that and be able to do that, and to take that with her. She graduates that. She's not only a state champion, but she's also a state record holder. So congratulations, Lexi.
Okay, so we're about done, so we can go home in just a sec. I got 3 more awards to give out. We got the Hustle Award, which is kind of our it's the person that scored the second most points, primarily at state, but then we also look at the regular season as well, region things, and then we're also then we got our MVP awards. Okay, so our I already gave Jack out. He scored the second amount of points. Was really one of our big point scorers at state. So he was our second highest point scorer. The second highest point scorer throughout the season, as well as state, was Veronica Sullivan. So let's give Veronica Sullivan Veronica, she was obviously our best jumper in both events, but she was also a very fast sprinter. She's part of our 4x1 team and also our medley team. So even though she still had a kind of a rough state meet in terms of the jumps, because she's just so fast, it didn't really matter, because she was still one of our best athletes. So thank you, Veronica. We're going to miss you next year.
Good job, Veronica.
Okay. Next one. So this was our girls MVP. Let's get mine up here. So for kind of the majority of athletes, we started track in March. However, many of us, well, a few of us, started like in December. Started after volleyball in this case. Maya's been working really hard for a long time. I'm really tired of doing it. I'm just exhausted because we've been going hard since December. Maya's been able to handle it. She's been working really hard. You said a lot about her, and the reason she's so good is because she's a talented athlete, but she works really, really hard. So I think you may already have one of these. But here's another one over here. The bedroom. There you go, Maya. All right, let's not delay. Let's get Seth up here. So, Seth scored 16 points for us at the state meet. Here you go. We were 5th place at state, and it was cool as we beat, on the coast on both sides, we beat both the region teams that beat us at the region meet. Seth is a lot like mine. He's been there basically since December, working hard. Went to a lot of the indoor meets, and we've already talked a lot about this guy. He had a great season, and the reason is he's a talented athlete, and he's worked hard. I'll tell you, shot is not as easy as it looks. At a JV meet, one of the meets, we had the low and we were doing shot. I'm like, let me get in there. And I'm kind of scared. I was kind of skinny, but like I know I'm stronger than some of these high school kids, but I can like barely hug that thing. So not only is he a strong guy, but and same thing with Miles, it takes a ton of talent. It takes a lot of footwork to do this good. So sometimes you don't know that, but you get in there and you realize how far you're throwing, not very far. So we're gonna miss Seth and Maya. It's going to be a huge gap on our team. We relied on them for like the last 2 or 3 years. So, Seth, hope you have a good future, man. We're going to miss you so much. I don't know what I'm going to do without those points next year. We just been kind of counting on them, but anyway. Thank you. You did a great job for the team, and you deserve it. Good job. All right, a couple announcements before we wrap up. Cross country starts on 15th, so get ready for that. Never really stops. Okay, for those of you that are continuing looking to improve themselves, trying to get more of an indoor program, and encourage you to come out for indoor if you don't do a winter sport. We work out twice a week. We go to some meets. If you can't go, it's okay. But it really helps out. And we had a lot more athletes do it this year. It's just a great opportunity to kind of get in the competitive atmosphere, get yourself in good shape, and get yourself ready so you're in good shape for outdoors. Lots of athletes that were up here today getting awards, like, took advantage of that. So with that note, I'm done. I'm going to hand the note over to Rob, to Lexi, Hart.
Alrighty, so if you were chosen to present one of the coaches a gift, please come over here. We have gifts for all the coaches.
We're going to start with Emma Rogers. We all nicknamed her Sensei. She was our Sensei.
Up next is the amazing hurdle coach, Eric, also known as Bernie, also known as Big Cat.
Okay, so I've got Coach Dersh. So.
I have Coach Kitchens.
Here we have Coach Loomis.
Thanks. Okay, so I have Coach Stewart.
Come on.
Thank you.
Well, he's coached me for a few years now, and he's coached me for a few more seasons than that. And now he's the head coach holding this all together. He is the strand holding this all
Oh, hey. Hey, I forgot to say, we have a lot of you parents and everybody's volunteer, and this track is, man, they're crazy. That was probably the most stressful thing I was about, it was trying to host the Grizzly. And I couldn't have done it without all these parents and all the volunteers that helped out in that. So can we get a round of applause for all the people that volunteered? Also, hey, I didn't really do a ton of this meal thing. Not really. I'm in the training, but I'm not in parties and stuff as much. So, Miss Hoagland really put on this a lot with the help of Miss Delaney and Miss Anwald. So, let's give those ladies a round of applause. All right, I think that's it. Hey, some of you still have jerseys. Turn them in. So, all right, have a great night, guys. We'll see you next year.